All right. So we are going to jump into the mini presentation here that I am recording. And this presentation is going to take you through some slides where I'm going to teach you all about how you can use mindfulness to approach your own career development process, no matter where you are, and especially to help de stress the process. All right. So we're going to start first with the basics. What is meditation? What is mindfulness? These are words that we hear pretty often around as like buzzwords and words and practices that are very much gaining more popularity in our society. So, what I like to do when I teach people about mindfulness and meditation is kind of debunk the myths about what they're not and also talk about what they are. So, a lot of clients that I work with and see in the beginning are like, well, Nina, I can't meditate because I can't clear my mind. And I just want to first touch on this first myth of meditation, which is that in meditation, we're supposed to clear our minds. That is not true, okay? We are human beings, we're gonna have thoughts. Meditation is not about clearing our mind, it's about changing our relationship to our mind and our thoughts. Okay, so I'm gonna say that one more time so it kind of sinks in. Meditation is not about clearing our mind as much as it is about changing our relationship to our thoughts and our mind. Okay. So that's a big thing that I think deters people from trying meditation is because they're like, no, don't think that I'm going to be able to get to that point of just completely clear mind. So just to kind of ease that and hopefully make meditation sound a little more inviting to you. Okay. Now, when it comes to definitions, mindfulness and meditation do have two different definitions, okay? Mindfulness is kind of more of a way of life. It's something that you can adapt to any part of your day. You can mindfully do anything, okay? Mindfulness is present moment awareness without judgment. Present moment awareness without judgment. Okay. I'm probably going to repeat things just so that they can kind of stick for you because I know this can be a lot at first. So, mindfulness. I can show up and be present to anything I do throughout the day and let go of the judgment of my experience with that. So, for example, something that will probably resonate with all of you, you have this class you're taking this semester, and it's one of those classes where you feel like you're just not getting anything out of it and you're bored during class, right? So you might show up to that class every time expecting that you're not going to get anything out of it and that you're going to be bored. So that's a story you have in your mind. So you show up to the class week after week, and every time you confirm that story because that's how you go in thinking about it. Let's say this week you decide to show up to the class pretending it's your first time ever taking that class and deciding, you know what, I'm going to go into this class and I am going to set the intention to just be present in my experience at this class. And that's what's going to matter most to me. I'm just going to be present. I'm going to drop my judgment about whether or not I'm getting anything out of it. Okay. That is mindfulness. When we show up to the present moment like it's brand new, because the truth is, every moment is brand new. Every moment is brand new. We just bring stories from our past into the present moment, which makes things more stressful and keeps us stuck in lots of patterns. Okay. So, mindfulness is present moment awareness without judgment. We can do it anywhere, anytime, anything we're doing. Meditation is more of a seated or laying down or walking formal practice. Typically, the practice of meditation is seated, okay? There are many different lineages and teachings of how to practice meditation. And you can, if you're fascinated by meditation, you can go ahead and Google away and find different types that resonate with you and try different types. And I'll talk to you later on a little bit about where to find some good apps and resources that you can utilize to get more familiar with meditation. But meditation is a seated practice where we are changing our relationship to our thoughts, and we're allowing ourselves to sit in the seat of the observer of our mind instead of feeling like we are our thoughts and we're running around all over the place. Okay. So in meditation, we get a chance to become the observer of all the thoughts we're thinking, all the feelings we're feeling in our bodies and with our emotions. Okay. So meditation versus mindfulness. Meditation is the seated practice. Mindfulness is you can apply it to any way of life. That's general. Okay. You typically could, not typically, you technically could bring a meditation mindset into anything you do as well. These are just kind of like the operative definitions of these words. Okay. All right. So the last bullet point on here says helpful tools. There are helpful tools you can get for yourself to help you cultivate your meditation practice. One of them is a cushion. Posture is important when we practice meditation. So if you want to look for some kind of cushion to get for yourself, if you're going to start a practice, you can find them on Amazon for like 20, 30 bucks. You can also just get a pillow. Okay, from your own home. So whatever you want to do and whatever works for you. Music can also be nice if you find some nice calming music and you feel like it's not distracting. You could use some music in your practice. And mala beads are actually, they look like a necklace, and a lot of people actually wear them as necklaces and bracelets in the yoga community. But mala beads are typically used to help guide you through your meditation practice in a way that's tangible. So you hold on to the necklace, the mala bead necklace in your hand, and you just basically touch every bead around the necklace, and each bead is one full round of breath. Okay. So a lot of people like starting their meditation practices holding one of these because it helps you focus and concentrate since you're tangibly touching something. All right. So why meditate? Why would we even want to practice meditation? Like, what could it do for us? One of my favorite things about meditation at this time is that we actually have a lot of tangible empirical research that shares all of the wonderful benefits of what meditation actually physically does to our bodies and our brains. Meditation consistently actually changes the way our brain is structured through a process called neuroplasticity. We shift our brains when we meditate consistently from the amygdala more so to the prefrontal cortex. What does this mean? This basically means that we go from the part of our brain that's in charge of our fight, flight, or freeze response to stress and things we perceive as threatening to us, to the part of our brain that's more creative and more in charge of our executive decision making, where we feel more empowered in our life. Like we can choose how we want to show up every day versus feeling like the day is choosing how it's going to show up to us. Okay. So meditation is very, very empowering. It helps us feel like we're more in charge of our daily experience. And in the career development process, this is important because you and nobody else are in charge of your career process and where you want to start and what jobs you want to apply to and who you feel is good to connect with. So getting into this state where you're more in your creative brain instead of your reptilian brain that's more reactive, right? That's going to aid you in the choices you make, helping them be more sound and coming from more of a place of authenticity, and maybe even more of a place where you're open-minded to different possibilities that could be presenting themselves to you in your career process. Okay. If you want to read more about what happens in the brain, you could just go on Google and type in meditation studies for the brain, and you will find a lot of really good resources. The other part of our body that gets affected by meditation is our nervous system. Most of us are walking around every day in a state of stress throughout the entire day. Our bodies are taking on way more than they're supposed to handle because we're all so stressed most of the time. We're constantly thinking about what we have to do next, what we did before that wasn't good enough. Are we going to be able to get through this, right? And this mindset of constantly stressing actually affects our physical body. So what's really cool is that when we practice meditation consistently, it helps balance out our nervous system so that our parasympathetic nervous system gets more activated, which basically means that our bodies get into a calmer state more consistently, which is good for our short and long-term health. Okay? So, applying mindfulness to your career development process, I want to talk just a little bit about some of the stressors that may be coming up for you and how mindfulness could help. Okay. So, in your career development process right now, some potential stressors for you could be, what do I even want to do? Am I in the right field? What company do I want to work for? What job description fits best for me? How the heck am I going to be able to rock this interview? I'm really nervous for this interview. Are they going to ask me questions I'm ready to answer? Oh my gosh, everything's virtual right now. How am I going to be able to convey to them my passion and my connection to this company virtually or over the phone? Or am I going to be able to find a job at this time? The economy doesn't look super great. So, what's that going to look like for me? Right. So these might be different things that are coming up for you. Okay. And it's stressful to have all of that going on in our minds. It's stressful to entertain those thoughts. Meditation and mindfulness can help you deal with all of those stressors. And we've kind of already touched on how they can help by changing your brain, by putting your body into a calmer state, but also by showing you that you are in charge of your life and your decision making process, and teaching you how to trust yourself more and to show up each day more grounded and more trusting in your own process, in your own decision making. Okay? So, how to take this home? How can you take meditation and mindfulness into your life? There are many ways to do this. One thing that I always recommend to people is, if you want to start a meditation practice, set yourself up with a little meditation corner in your home or your apartment or your dorm or wherever it is you're living right now. Okay? Set up a little space for yourself, and that's where you meditate. That way you won't have any excuse onto, where the heck am I going to meditate? Where am I going to be able to do this? Also, setting up a little space for yourself gives you a little kind of sanctuary, and it feels really good to sit there, and it feels really good to have a space that's dedicated to you. Okay? That's one thing I recommend. Something else I recommend, especially during these times, since we're not able to gather together in person and do this together, something I recommend are getting onto some meditation apps that are really helpful. Some of them are listed here on this slide: Calm, Headspace. That little bowl in the middle there is actually the logo for Insight Timer. That's personally my favorite app to use for meditation. So maybe explore the different apps, try out a guided meditation that's only about 5 or 10 minutes, and just see how it feels, right? And then try another one and try another one. Sometimes we'll try a meditation and we're doing it with a teacher that doesn't really resonate with us, so we don't have a great experience. Don't let that deter you from continuing a meditation practice. I recommend trying to meditate at least 5 times before you decide it's not for you. I think you'll probably find something that works if you do that. Right. And we have much support at the Career Development Center for you, just with all of the stress and anything it is that you're going through with your career development process at this time. We right now have all of our appointments on Zoom, and we will be here for you all summer. So go on to Handshake, create an appointment with a career counselor, and we can help you. If you would like to work on some mindfulness for career development, feel free to make an appointment with me on the Handshake platform. I'm happy to go a little deeper on this topic with you if that's what you feel like, if that's something you feel like you would like. So feel free to reach out and make an appointment with any of our career counselors. We do have an event calendar. We have job search strategies. We also have career assessments and major selection guidance. So basically that means we have a lot of resources on our website where you can go, and our website link is right there on the bottom of this screen. So I recommend that you check that out. I recommend that you go to our website and just poke around a little bit. You will find a plethora of resources that can help guide you tangibly on your career exploration journey. All right, well, thank you so much, everybody. That's about the time we have for this video. I'm gonna hop off of the slides and we will continue. Take care, stay well.